like to introduce myself. My name is Heath Mixon, and I am the director of UAB's ArtPlay. Now, ArtPlay is the community and campus engagement initiative for not only the Alice Stevens Center, but also for the Abrams Engel Institute for the Visual Arts, and we also work hand in hand with UAB's Arts and Medicine. ArtPlay offers classes, workshops, summer camps. We're in the community with our Vocabulary World program for 5 and unders and their parents, building vocabularies. We're on campus with our Student Arts Council and engagement events with many university entities. And throughout the year, we have a Lunch and Learn series that we're very, very proud of.
Sorry.
Yeah, I just...
Okay, I'm going to continue now. So I had the pleasure of meeting our special guest years upon years upon years ago when she did her first Feng Shui workshop with ArtPlay in the early days of ArtPlay. We've been around for 10 years now, and Katie has come back and taught with us for many years. And I also know her because her daughter is a musical theater kid, and we've gotten to work with her, and I've become really good friends with her. So we're excited to welcome Katie Rogers. To tell you a little bit about Katie, she received her certification in Feng Shui in 2003 through the Feng Shui Training Center in Salt Lake City, Utah, where she studied under the author Sharon Stasney in the Tibetan Black Hat tradition through the line of Grandmaster Lin Yun. Katie is currently a member of the International Feng Shui Guild with professional red ribbon status. If you love the Lunch and Learn today, we are also offering a workshop on February 6th at 2 p.m. Rachel will drop that into the chat at the beginning, and we'll put it into the chat at the end. It's only $20, so you'll learn some today, and then if you want to take that even further, join Katie on the 6th. So I am proud to introduce
Keith, you're muted.
Just that last part you weren't, Keith.
I am happy to introduce Katie Rogers, my friend, who I adore, and you'll enjoy yourselves. Thank you for being with us, Katie.
Thank you so much, Heath. Hey, y'all. I'm so glad to be here. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I have a little visual to go with what I have to tell y'all today. Just so y'all know, I love ArtPlay. And thank you so much, Heath, and everybody for being open to Feng Shui. This is such a great avenue for me. And just so y'all know, they're amazing with children, too. My daughter loves ArtPlay. It's her favorite thing she does, one of them. So again, thank y'all for having me, and I'm so excited there's so many people here today. I can't wait to see what y'all want to learn about Feng Shui. So I'm going to share my screen now and start the presentation, and I look forward to seeing how this goes. All right, so here we are. I called it Feng Shui Inspiration because I love that word, inspiration. I want to inspire y'all today around the notion of Feng Shui. So again, I'm Katie Rogers. I'm from Mobile originally and then lived out west and all over for most of my adult life and moved back to Birmingham in 2010. And yeah, I'm a Feng Shui consultant. So for those of you who don't know what that means, you're about to find out. All right, what is Feng Shui? This is not how you pronounce it, but it's spelled funny. It's Chinese, so it's pronounced Feng Shui. So look, y'all are all on mute. You can just say it. Say it so you feel comfortable. Feng Shui, Feng Shui, Feng Shui, Feng Shui. Say it 18 times. Feng Shui. Okay, look, Feng Shui. There's the phonetic spelling. All right. Again, it comes from ancient China. I like to joke around. You know, I discovered Feng Shui. I was living in Austin, Texas. I was an English major in college, and I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. So I landed in Austin, Texas because it seemed like a fun place. My friends were there, and I was working at a publishing company editing textbooks, which was fine. I love writing and I love words, but It was a depressing environment. It was all these cubicles and no windows, and it felt, I didn't like it. So I thought I was so smart. I was telling my coworkers one day at lunch, I'm like, I think a great business would be good to redecorate offices, and then the people working there would feel happier, and it would help the bottom line of the company. It would make them more productive. And so I was researching interior decorating books in weird Austin, Texas, and in the interior decorating aisle were Feng Shui books, and I had no idea what it was. I had never heard of it. And I started reading it. I'm like, okay, wait, this thing is already invented. What makes a place feel good has an effect on the people there, period. If the space feels good, the people will feel good, okay? All right, that's the basics. That's the bottom line, all right? That's good Feng Shui. Okay, so it comes from ancient China. So here's how you would maybe explain it. Feng Shui is the art and science, so it's considered an art and a science, of arranging one's living and workspace in order to create health, wealth, and happiness in one's life. Okay, simple. Listen, COVID has made people a lot more aware of their space because you can't escape it as easily. So people are understanding, like, this is a thing. This is a thing. So I'm all about function and self-expression and flow in a workspace. Remember that keyword, flow. All right. The literal translation of Feng Shui is wind, water. All right. So why would that? What does that have to do with the space? You're about to learn a glossary of terms, but before I get there, think about it. Okay, wind. You think of a nice breeze. All right, not a hurricane, not like a stagnant hot day where there's no wind. Think about water. You don't want it crashing through. You don't want it stagnant where it's getting algae and mosquitoes. You want a creek that flows, all right? So that gives you an idea of what Feng Shui is based upon. There's more. All right. Feng Shui has to do with balance and flow in a space. So y'all see that symbol right there? That's called the Tai Chi symbol. A lot of people associate that with Feng Shui, and for good reason. I'm not going to go fully into that, but I couldn't give a presentation without that symbol. Okay, so that is the yin and the yang, spelled Y-A-N-G symbol. All right, it just has to do, again, with that flow, with that balance, how everything is constantly changing, and basically energy. All right, glossary terms. Feng Shui, you already got that one down. Check. You know it means wind, water. You know what it means. Qi flow, okay? Qi is the Chinese word for energy. We use that word all the time in Feng Shui. Maybe you've seen Kung Fu Panda or Mulan. Those are two movies that I get really happy about because they talk about Qi, and I love that. You're going to learn a little bit about these other things today. The Bagua just is coming. The 5 elements. All right, that's another aspect of Feng Shui. That would be wind. No, not wind. Sorry. That would be fire, earth, metal, water, and wood. Those are the 5 elements according to Chinese medicine. Yin and yang. We just talked about it a little bit. Intention and symbolism. So, and by the way, we're going to have Q&A time. I want y'all to know that I do want this to be interactive. So just letting y'all know that. But before we get to the next thing, and we're going to do some stuff in the chat, I'm going to set an intention for the call. All right. So setting an intention is a big part of the school of Feng Shui that I prescribe to, which is, as he said, the Tibetan Black Hat school. There's a lot of different schools of Feng Shui because it's ancient, and this is just how these things go. There have been branches. So I like to say that mine is a modern aspect of Feng Shui. It was brought over from China actually as early as the 1970s to San Francisco by Grandmaster Lin Yun, who was a lineage of Feng Shui consultants. And there's a lot of psychology to it, which I love psychology. So basically, your home has an impact on you. The images you put in your home have an impact on you, even how you arrange your furniture. And as simple as, do you have a desk or not in your house? So I got on a tangent. Let's set an intention. We're going to set intention. It's as simple as lighting a candle. I'm just going to state that we have a fun time today where you get the information that you're looking for today on Feng Shui. And that I'm a clear communicator, and I just would like to intend and state that we are all open and receptive. Some of this might be really new to y'all. That's fine and good. I always like to say, just disregard the things that don't resonate with you, but I appreciate your openness. Okay, so I just set an intention. That easy. It can get a little more complex than that in some Feng Shui stuff, but that one was easy. And then symbolism, we'll talk about a little bit. Okay, I got to go back. I don't want y'all to see that yet. Who saw it? Just kidding. All right, so take a deep breath. Close your eyes. I want you to get really present. Just feel the chair underneath you. Whatever was going on before this call, forget about it. Take another deep breath. Really breathe into your stomach. The breath is kind of synonymous with qi in Feng Shui. So I love talking about the breath, okay? So again, breathe deep. I'm just going to ask y'all to visualize something really briefly. This is just for fun. I want you to imagine your favorite place on the planet and that you're there. Okay? Just kind of feel it. Feel yourself there. What's the temperature? What's going on? Are there any smells? Are there any colors? How do you feel there? Okay. All right. Get yourself there. And now, if you are so inclined, I would love for y'all to write in the chat the place you picked. Do y'all want to chat with me? How about this? What was your feeling in that place, too? So put your place. I love reading these places. I want to go to Lake Como. I've never been. Okay. Keep writing your places. It's really helpful. Be a little specific. Like, if you're at Camp McDowell, where are you at Camp McDowell? The garden with the baby bunnies. Okay, I see lots of beaches. I see Manhattan, excited and energized. A tiki boat. That sounds awesome. Okay. Now write down, thank you. I think I'm saying your name right. Debris. Now that you put in your place on the swinging bridge at Camp McDowell, perfect. Write down the feeling you had in that place too. Okay. And the more chats, the better for this little exercise. So if you're putting your feeling, also put the place where you were. Okay. Calm. A lot of people say calm. Relaxed. A lot of people say relaxed. I love that. I think it's hard for me to scroll up. I don't know how to do that. That's okay. I'm reading it. Tulum. Love Tulum. Relaxing, ordered, and competent. That's a nice way. Peaceful, happy. All right. If y'all can scroll up and look at the, I see something. I see what's happening. Most everybody put somewhere outside. This happens every time I do this, y'all. It's not, I don't know if I've ever had 100% every time. Like, it's mostly like 98%. So this just shows us, okay, and this is a large group of people. Actually, y'all know how isn't there a way to raise your hand on the Zoom? Like you put a little hand. If y'all know how to do that, if you put somewhere outside, raise your hand, put your little hand there. I want everybody to see. This just shows us how good we feel in natural settings. This is just to show y'all, like, nature has an effect on us and we know it. There's a healing element to nature. There's a balance to nature, okay? So I love doing this because, look, y'all, what are the odds that almost everybody put somewhere outside? I saw the library. I love libraries too. Tamara said the library. That sounds like a good library. Maybe you're reading books about places outside. I'm just kidding. Okay, so the feeling that comes from an environment, that is why I like to do this exercise, because it's a quick, and guess what, y'all? You went to your little happy place, and here's my happy place. I really love the beach, but I love the redwoods. I basically I love being outside, and I like libraries too, but not as much as I like this. So that's my happy place, a beach with some green somewhere near the beach. And yeah, I got this picture off the internet, but I've been to beaches that look like this, and I love it. So this is the point of Feng Shui. All right, going back to, y'all went to your place in your mind, right? Like you felt yourself there. I bet you could probably feel yourself getting a little bit more relaxed just even imagining yourself being there. Okay. The reason I'm pointing this out, because if we're getting that effective by just closing our eyes and imagining ourselves there, this, I hope, can make you understand that when you're actually sitting in a place, it's having an effect on you, okay, to some extent, especially if it's your own space that you've created, because, well, basically, you've done little sneaky things in those places that are affecting your life on a pretty deep level. So, all right, is everybody with me? Y'all put something in the chat that says, yeah, y'all are with me. You're having fun. It's all good. Because it's hard for me to see everybody. I like to see people's faces. Oh, I see y'all. This is a great group. Thank y'all so much for being here. Okay, so let's get to it. Feng Shui. The key word is inviting. We want our spaces to feel inviting. So there are different ways to make it feel inviting. I bet you have some ideas. All right. So look, I made it fly in again, inviting. What are some elements of a space that make it feel inviting? I love when people chat. Who wants to tell me what they think in the chat? What are some elements of, when I say that, like imagine going to somebody's house that you feel like is really inviting. Give me some examples of what might make it feel that way. Warm lighting. Daylight. Ooh, look at the lighting coming up fast. Uncluttered. Yes, ma'am. Windows. Here we go with lighting. Space. I want to know more what you mean. Clean. Twinkle lights. Pillow blankets. Windows open, clean. Style of furniture. I'm kind of curious what kind of style. Open space. Open space. Big windows. Relaxing color. Linda, what's a relaxing color to you, I wonder? Smells good and fresh. Easy to navigate. I would love for you to elaborate on that, Jessica. What does that mean to you? Photos of people I love. That's a very warming thing in a space. Get to know people. A cool gray. Nice. Quiet or soft audio. Fresh flowers. One of my favorite feng shui cures. And look, Gloria followed that up with plants. Comfortable sofas and high ceilings. Okay. Great. This is awesome. Physically easy to get around, not squeezing past a chair. Yes, Jessica, have you studied Feng Shui? Good. I don't know if you have or not, but that's one of the things. Temperature, able to see around without lots of distractions. Great. Again, the clutter thing. Pets. Molly likes to have the chi of pets. Healthy pets are good chi. Okay, that was fun. All right, good job. I love it. Let's talk about it more. I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit more. Don't you worry. What are the 3 biggies in Feng Shui? All right, so just kind of following up on that. Uh-oh, did something just fly in? Sorry, y'all. I'm just having to redo my screen a little bit. Okay, so nobody said for the inviting thing, the front door. What if you can't even? I've gone to clients. You can't find the number on the house when you drive up. Like you get turned around. The sidewalk leading up to the front door, like if I'm wearing I think I was wearing a wedge once. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna fall because it was wobbly. Clear of clutter, like leading up to the front door for sure. Does anybody else want to chat about how the front door can or cannot be inviting? Oh yes, I need the numbers of the house to be clearer, mine and others. Huge feng shui cure. In feng shui, when you make a change in your home, to make it more inviting and make it more supportive of yourself, it's actually called a cure. which I think is fun. Love a nice big pivot door. Welcome mat. Thank you, Adam. I think Adam's done some feng shui. I love welcome mats. I put a welcome mat down for a client. It felt like the whole house shifted when we put a nice new mat down. All it has to be is a nice new mat. Y'all, they're $12 at Target, and they have pretty good ones at Target. Color, well lit, front porch light. Yes, Monica. Okay. My teacher described Chi as like this excited lady that's walking down the street, and she's going to bring you all things good. And which house does she want to go to? And she's kind of not that intelligent, but she is excited, and she's going to bring all things good. And she just, if she's interrupted, like she'll just go to the next house. So, you know, flowers, color on the front porch, basically the whole idea of curb appeal. All right. Light. A lot of feng shui consultants like a little bit of movement, like a wind chime or some kind of like wind sock. Yep, porch light. I like having a place to put shoes when you get inside. Nice. Yep. You don't have to have that, but if that's like a thing, great. Okay. I'm curious what y'all think the other biggies are in feng shui. Like the three things, like I literally, if I'm invited into a house for a consultation, I definitely address. It doesn't matter what they've called me in for. I feel like I would be a horrible feng shui consultant if I don't at least look at these things. Furniture placement. Which piece of furniture, Amanda? Bells on the door. I like when there's a working doorbell. Space to move and potted plants. All of those things are part of it, yes. But I want to know the three biggies. This is kind of hard. I've never asked this to a group before. Scent and smell, all counts, all counts, all counts. Bedroom help sleeping, Taylor. Ding, ding, ding. Taylor got it. The bed. Let's see if let's show y'all. The bed. Okay. Sleep is the most important thing for health according to the feng shui. I call them the ancient feng shui dudes. Okay. If our sleep isn't good, it could affect our lives pretty profoundly. So we make sure the bed is how it's supposed to be. So part of that is how the bed is positioned and also what's under the bed. So I've gone in homes and there's been like taxes and sports equipment. You want as little as possible under the bed. Okay. Ooh, Adam's jumping ahead. He wants to know the next one. I can't help it. I've got to give him some credit. We're going to move on from the bed to the stove. All right. The stove represents prosperity. So y'all got to remember, feng shui is based in ancient philosophies. And if you don't have a good place to sleep, if your home is not situated in a place where it's safe from the wind and, I don't know, the water rising, I mean, you got to think this was like before we have modern homes. There's not, you know, and then a place to cook your food that represents prosperity. So I make sure the stove is situated correctly, and also, yeah, there's just again where it's positioned. We're going to talk about that because in one of the marketing things that UAB did, they said we're going to talk about success. And I do want to talk about success with y'all because the positioning of some of these items can represent success or not success. Okay, guess what? There's three biggies in feng shui. Those are them. But then I have like an honorable mention. Does anybody want to guess what the next thing is? Heath, if you don't have a stove currently, I have an Instant Pot and an air fryer. I'm kind of curious why you don't have a stove. That can be, we're going to have a Q&A at the end, Heath, and maybe we will discuss that. I'm just glad you have something. Windows, Linda thinks it's windows. Windows are great. Stairs we got to talk about all the things, but we don't have time in an hour. Y'all need to sign up for the workshop. The workshop's going to cover a lot more. Mirrors, that's a huge feng shui thing. Bathroom, ooh, y'all aren't getting it. Let's talk about success and prosperity and what might be in the home. TV and screens, everything counts. Elizabeth, put that in a Q&A at the end. Desk! Dana got it. Dana got it. Honorable mention the desk. Again, the way you position your desk, and now a lot of us are working from home these days, okay? So let's talk about this. Okay, first of all, back to the front door real quick. The reason I like to go definitely, I'm putting a picture of the front door, is because look at that. Mrs. Chi will be like, look at this, look at these flowers, look at this nice door. So red doors are kind of like the myth of Feng Shui. Like, oh, you're a Feng Shui consultant, do you have a red door? I do not have a red door. Some homes can call for a red door and handle a red door. Red is just a color that attracts chi. Actually, it's scientifically proven that red is the first color our eye goes to. So where our eye goes, energy goes. All right. So if this picture had a bunch of clutter on the side, you know, Mrs. Chi would probably be distracted by the clutter. But right now, the way this is, let's assume there's a working light. I don't see any numbers on this house. That's hopefully they're there somewhere. That's an inviting home to me, right? It's kind of like, oh, okay. All right, let's go to this. Let me get back to that. The reason I want to talk about the front door is because it's also called the mouth of chi, and it's where you receive your good energy. So if the front door is not representing receptivity and invitingness, invitation, we got some issues. It represents some blocks into receiving your good. So Feng Shui is all about the universe loves us and wants us to have good. How are we receiving it, and how are we holding it on to it? So in our Q&A, if you never use your actual front door, I would like for you to open that door once a day. Okay? Gloria, I've never heard of somebody keeping their front door open all the time. I would have to know a little bit more about that situation. You do for the plants to get the light. I mean, I would like to see what you do. I would like to know a little bit more of that. I think it sounds okay. Yeah. When we do Q&A, I'm going to be more in the mind for questions, just so y'all know. So those might come up in the Q&A. I might go more into the front door in the Q&A. All right, let's talk about the command position equals success. So the command position for a desk and a stove and a bed, it's very simple. When you're sitting at the desk, when you're standing at the stove, when you're lying in bed, it is beneficial for you to have a view of the door to the room. So you've got to think that we're still kind of cave people on some level, and that our brain likes to know what's coming at us. So you got to think the cave person, when they brought their meat in and there's fires in the cave, middle of the cave, they're not going to have their back to the opening of the cave, because the saber-toothed tiger might come in and snag them. And so they're going to have a view, they're going to have a command of the situation, right? They're going to have a view of what could be coming. So we still have a little bit of that primitive brain. So now, this is not always going to happen. Somebody had mentioned, like, I live in a rental place and I can't switch the furniture around. Heath mentioned mirrors. If you can put a tiny little mirror on your desk, there's no way you can like have yourself situated to where, see, I have a wall behind me and I have a view of my door, and I actually have a view of what's going on outside too. So I'm in like double command. Then you can have a little mirror that just reflects. Your peripheral counts for a lot. Like, again, we're primitive. So even if it's just like you can see a little bit of the motion behind you, it's just that, and sometimes your screen is reflective enough that it is a cure. But even on the stove, a teapot that's reflective can act as, you don't have to have like a perfect vision, but it can show you if there's motion coming from behind. The bed, yes, it's best if you can see the door to the room if you want to make sure you're sleeping well, and even if it's in the peripheral. All right. Okay, so that is a very interesting aspect of Feng Shui. I hope I got that across. That can be complex sometimes. I don't know if y'all can see my cursor. Can y'all see my cursor? Will somebody say in the chat where they can, okay, good, because I can explain this a little better. All right, so the floor plan. I look at people's floor plans when they call me for a consultation. This is one of the things that I ask from them because it helps me determine what's going on in the space energetically. So I look to see the chi flow. Here's the front door. All right. How their furniture is arranged will determine how the chi flows. Again, we want it to feel fluid. The lovely person who talked about the furniture being too crowded, that is a huge deal. Also, the way you position the sofa can sometimes represent whether it feels inviting or not. You can control the flow of chi with furniture. This is a little bit advanced, my friends. So if you're like, what is she talking about? Don't worry about it. I just want your space to feel good. Clutter is the worst thing you can do for a space, and everybody can get rid of their clutter. Read Marie Kondo's books. She's the guru. She's my favorite with the clutter stuff. So clutter will block chi flow. If this is all cluttered, it's going to, imagine there's like a river or a breeze coming in, wind, water, remember? Okay. Is it going to stagnate over in this corner because there's a bunch of paper on the floor? Maybe. Or is it going to just kind of gently, like there's some beautiful windows, maybe there's some nice color schemes, maybe there's some fresh flowers out and some plants, maybe there's a plant in the corner. Y'all get the difference. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody knows what it feels like to walk into a space and it feels good. This is feng shui. All right. Now, sometimes we are blind to our own stuff, and that's where I come in because I help you put some feng shui glasses on and see those places that you've been ignoring for a while you might want to tend to. All right, the command position. Let's talk about that, okay? This stove, it's fine there. It's kind of, it's for the command position is fine because look, you can see right there. You can see what's coming in this doorway. This is the main doorways. So they've got the command position. Now let's say they made this bedroom an office, this front bedroom. Well, where would they position their desk? Would they put it right here with their back to the door? I would hope not. They could center the desk, you know, like when you watch the movies and the CEO always has the command position. That is not an accident. CEOs know what they're doing. They're in command. Christy, the stove, if you're standing at the stove and you see a view of the door, that is command. Basically, command is whenever, if you have a desk here and you're sitting right here, you have a view of that doorway. All right, the bedroom. Let's pick this bedroom. You can position the bed here and you have a view, or you can position it here and you have a view. No, the main door to the room, not just any door. Amanda asked, can it be any door that you have a view of? It would have to be the door where you feel like people would be coming through. It's all this weird psyche stuff. We have very interesting brains. I love all that. So the command position is interesting. And then there's something called the bagua. So when I get a floor plan, this is what got me hooked on feng shui. Tara Catherine Collins. That was the first book I ever read. I still think it's one of the best books. I'll write it down. The Western Guide to Feng Shui. I mean, she talks about this map, a map to your life that you lay over a floor plan. And if you change stuff in the space, it changes your life. And I started doing it for myself and stuff would happen in my life. So here it is. Here's the Bagua map. Here are the 9 sections of your life. Health in the middle, because health touches everything. Career, knowledge, family, money, reputation, intimate relationships, creativity and children, helpful people and community. All right, so I'll show you what it looks like laid over a floor plan. This is a different floor plan. Here's the front porch, here's the front door, and you lay the bagua. Now, I kind of want to say, don't try this at home unless you have a perfect rectangle or square house, but it's 9 equal sections, the bagua. That's how you, ruler is one of my #1 tools in Feng Shui. So look, the kitchen is in the self-knowledge. So you put things that symbolize self-knowledge. Love, that happens to be in the master bedroom. Perfect. Just make sure there's 2 nightstands to represent a pair. So this is me just giving you an overview. This Lunch and Learn is not meant to be in depth. I want y'all to get a feel for Feng Shui and be inspired in thinking about your own space. You will have questions about this because it's so fun and interesting. And just so you know, yes, the bagua can be laid over each room. It can be laid over a floor. It can be laid over the second floor. It can be very technical. This International Feng Shui Guild, we get on the Facebook share, and we've all been doing it for years, and people are like, hey, how do you think we lay the bagua in this place? Because, of course, not every building is a rectangle. The 5 elements, I'm going to just check time to make sure we have time for Q&A. I love the Q&A part. I'm just giving y'all a little picture of the 5 elements. So we just look in the home, and there's a lot to the 5 elements. That's all I'll tell y'all today. But this is also an aspect of Feng Shui. All right. All right. And listen, I can elaborate on some of this stuff in the Q&A. So guess what? Chinese New Year. We scheduled this on purpose, y'all, at this time, because the Chinese New Year starts February 12th, and it's supposedly a whole new energy. So really, we haven't even had New Year's yet. We're having the real New Year's year. In my world, the real New Year's is in February. Well, it depends. It's the lunar New Year, so it's according to the moon calendar. So this year, it's February 12th, and guess what you do to prepare for that? You declutter as much as you can. You let go of the old. Get it out of your house. Clean your house. Did y'all see? I love that exercise. I did some new stuff with y'all. Like, what do you think feels inviting? I kind of like this whole chat thing because you can all see each other's answers. Clean, 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 declutter, declutter, declutter. We all know this stuff intuitively. There's just some nuances that I know. All right. I really want y'all to have a great 2021. So I hope y'all see what I wrote at the bottom, make this a year of Feng Shui, because it's powerful stuff. It is exceptionally powerful stuff. It's really, 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 really good stuff. I wouldn't be doing it as a living. But you can research traditional ways to bring in Chinese New Year and make it a fun thing this year. Why not? It's COVID. We all could use any kind of new, fresh energy and fun things. I mean, I'm going to get Chinese takeout. Maybe have a little fire in my backyard with some neighbors outside, COVID friendly, hopefully. Celebrate by making wishes, hanging some red in your home. I've got some little Chinese lanterns I put up. Giving money in red envelopes. Traditionally, people give children money in increments of 9. So 9 $1 bills in a red envelope just to generate prosperity. Yeah, I'm looking at y'all's chats. Chats. I don't know what Maria's talking about with the plastic. Okay, I'm excited to see how this works. How do plants work within this? I'm thinking about which direction I'm going to go with y'all. Y'all have a lot of good questions. Plants are good chi. Live things are good chi. So now with the bagua, there's certain things you put in certain places. Money is a wood element. So there's elements for each of those bagua sections. So plants are great in the money because you want your money to grow. Plants grow. Again, there's so much symbolism to this. Okay, here's some reminders. How are y'all doing? Are y'all with me? I think y'all are with me. It's good to see y'all. All right, Chinese New Year is February 12th. You already know that. You mark your calendar. You're going to celebrate that day. You're not going to work that weekend, and you're going to declutter before then. Start with your clothes, and then do your books. Do it in categories. Marie Kondo is the queen of queens. Go skim this book this weekend and get inspired and just do as much as you can before February 1st, and then don't do it because you want the energy to settle that first week or two of Chinese New Year. Okay? ArtPlay Feng Shui workshop on February 6th. If y'all liked this, I think it's a 2-hour workshop. So we're going to talk about the Bagua and like find out the symbolism for the Bagua and have fun with it. It's going to be so fun. Or go read a book on Feng Shui, and then we'll have like a good fat Q&A there, and you can find out some stuff. Oops, don't want to do that yet. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all what I have for y'all. So my big program is called the Feng Shui Odyssey. It's a 9-month small group experience. If you are like really loving this, then I suggest you email me, and we will set up a call to see if that's something you want to do. I have now, starting this year, and I have not announced it like officially, but I will to y'all. I'm opening a Feng Shui school. It's already been approved by the International Feng Shui Guild, so I'm actually certifying Feng Shui consultants, and I am so excited. I've really been doing this for 22 years. 1998 was when I discovered Feng Shui, and then in 2003, I sought out a teacher to get certified. I would love if y'all would get on my newsletter, because here's why. I talk a lot about what I'm doing there, and I send out little inspirations, not very often, but at least probably twice a month. I try to do it every week, but that doesn't happen. KatieRogersFengShui.com. You get on my newsletter, you'll get like a little declutter inspiration 1-pager. And I have these e-courses. I don't know what dates I'm launching them this year, but sign up, because there's a Valentine's one. There's a romance and Feng Shui one. And Valentine's Day is coming up. We got to get it going. So you can see that. Oh, thank y'all for the congrats on the Wind Horse School of Feng Shui. I'm so excited. This is right. So anyway, yeah, I have all these fun little e-courses, and people love them. I love them. I had so much fun writing them. So those are kind of like, if you're wanting to know more. And we go, yeah, just go check it out on my website. Somebody told me one of my links on my website was broken. If that is the case, I sincerely apologize. That is not good Feng Shui, and I need to go tend to it. All right, this is the symbol for the Odyssey, because sailboats are considered a really beneficial and positive symbol in Feng Shui. Think wind, water. The wind carries you, the winds of fortune, okay? So this is a great symbol in your career section or your money section. I'm just giving y'all a little more tips. And then also just to kind of bring it back to my whole obsession with Odyssey and Wind Horse, because I'm doing that this year. And then this is the Wind Horse Feng Shui. So the idea is that there's a wind horse that brings you luck and opportunity. Are you going to grab the mane and ride the wind horse and let that energy carry you, or are you going to let your opportunities pass by? So I hope y'all will do what you feel good about doing as far as pursuing Feng Shui and changing up some things in your home. Maybe you got some inspiration. Okay, thank you for having me. There's my website. Go get on my, I really do appreciate when people follow and read, because I love community, and I love that people are interested in Feng Shui. So we have some time, and Rachel is going to talk about how to do the Q&A. I guess you just post your questions in the chat, and she's going to pick some. So
Okay, y'all just go ahead and post your questions in the chat, and I'll read them out to Katie. So Linda is asking, what if you are retired?
Can she elaborate on that? What does she mean? Retired? That, I don't know what. If you're retired?
While we wait on her to elaborate, we have a question from Jessica.
Okay.
Suggestions to make your building welcoming when you can't necessarily paint or control the exterior, for instance, an apartment building.
Usually an apartment building, first of all, you have some say. You can talk to your landlord. I do like to at least start when my people are renting, to empower them to speak up for themselves and what should be just basics on a building. I don't know your specific situation, Jessica, but I've seen this a lot. I've worked with people in their apartments. You can do little things. Sometimes I even just say, just put a doormat in the hall. I mean, maybe ask for forgiveness instead of permission. Jessica, if you want to tell me what you think might be not, if you can find the apartment, okay, that's the basics. If you can elaborate a little bit on your situation and like why you think it might not be feng shui friendly. Here's the deal. You don't fix what's not broken. I'm going to start saying that more. I really should say it every workshop. If you're feeling like your life is good and like you've got some good energy coming in, then you probably are in a pretty good place, you know. But, you know, if the entry to the building, if the lights have been out and stuff like that, that's a problem. And that needs to be addressed by the landlord. And y'all got to speak up to people. All right, gosh, there's a lot of questions, Rachel. Go for it.
And then Linda elaborated and said that she doesn't have a career, so how does that relate to wealth in feng shui?
Oh, okay. Well, you still got to buy groceries and stuff. Career also means life work. And it's kind of an idea of like, do you feel like your life is meaningful? So you got to remember these Bagua areas are translations from ancient Chinese, right? So it's more like, how are you feeling connected to how do you find meaning in your life? So you still want it to feel good because, I mean, some people's life work could be, it doesn't have to be something that makes money. It could be like gardening and like making your home pretty and like doing something, you know, volunteer. So I hope that answers the question. What else?
Then we have another question. I have a very uncluttered space, but it can occasionally also feel void of sentiment. Any hint on how to marry the two?
Can you read it again, Rachel? The first part?
Sure. I have a very uncluttered space, but it can occasionally also feel void of sentiment. Okay,
I like Heath's suggestion. Pictures of loved ones in your space will warm a space up. You still want a person to come in your house and feel like they kind of get an idea of who you are. Even, I mean, I love minimalism. I love it. It feels good to me personally, but I do like some softness. I mean, you might want to throw some blankets somewhere. Artwork that has specific meaning to you, like a place you love, or you know, get a little creative with expressing yourself. I think that might be the next step. Yeah, I hope that answers the question. I kind of like you moderating because I'm not going to even look. There's so many questions. I want to answer them all. Okay.
Jill asks, will you go back to the 5 element slide and give us a little more info? Maybe if we have time at the end, because I feel like that might be a more in-depth.
Yeah.
Question.
Jill. Okay, I just have to tell y'all, $20 is nothing. Sign up for the workshop. I got to plug the workshop. We're going to talk about it in the workshop. All right.
Okay, then we have another question from Adam. What are your thoughts on placement of large mirrors in a small apartment, also mounting a TV on the wall or leaving on a table?
It depends on the space. Mirrors can be great because they can almost act as windows. They can bring in natural light. They can be problematic. You do not want a large mirror facing your bed. That is a very kind of basic feng shui rule. You do not, they have a lot of energy. And so you don't want that. You want the bedroom to feel calm. It depends on where you place the mirror. I don't like to just kind of like off the cuff give you some kind of mirror thing without seeing a space. But it's a great question because mirrors can be very impactful because they do let in light. You do not want them to reflect clutter. If there's a mirror reflecting clutter, you just doubled your clutter. So think of what it's reflecting. In traditional feng shui, they like mirrors in the dining room because it doubles the food on the table. Like if you keep a bowl of oranges and apples on the table, it doubles that. So it kind of represents doubling your wealth since food represents prosperity. It's understanding symbolism. And then the TV question, I'm all fine with it mounted on a wall versus I'm all fine with it on a table. It depends on the place. It depends on the place. TVs have a lot of energy too. No TVs in the bedroom, please, y'all. I've saved marriages. I'm not kidding. I didn't. They told me that. They told me that, not me. It's true. Don't have a TV in there. You don't want strangers in your bedroom. Those are people in your bedroom. Okay. All right. What's the next question?
I'm loving this so much. Okay, so from Gladys, creating a classroom that must have socially distanced desks is a problem throughout the K through 12 educational world. Any ideas? My classroom used to be a cafeteria.
Oh my gosh. Let's just say like a thing of gratitude for the teachers. Thank y'all. Holy cow. Like, I'm like, oh, it's already hard enough to figure out the desk, but having to figure them out in COVID too, I don't know what to tell you. I wish you had a picture you could post right now. Maybe maybe Rachel can follow you and tell me what exactly the problem is. Like, I don't know the shape of your classroom. One thing with teachers is teachers need to have the command position in a classroom. This is huge. So not everybody can have command in a room, but the teacher needs to be in command. So please situate your desk or wherever you're standing most of the class so that you're seeing the door. It's okay if the students can't see it because you're their eyes, okay? And they're putting their trust in you. That's one thing I want to comment on. As far as desks and COVID, I don't know. Can you do a U? Can you do a U shape? I don't know how much space you have and how many. I would have to, like in that case, I would go in and move the desks with you, or you would send me your measurements of the desks. Oh, this is what you need to do. Okay. See, sometimes this is how I get to answers. Get a piece of graph paper. You can do this with the kids. What an awesome exercise. Teach them feng shui. Get some graph paper, measure out, your classroom and draw it on the graph paper. Draw in the door, draw in your desk. Get little pieces of paper and cut out the desks, okay, out of the graph paper. Again, measure, and then just see what it feels like to put them in the room. Like, see what feels the best. How's that for an answer? I can't wait. I hope you tell us how this goes. All right.
Okay, a question from Adam. What are your thoughts on feng shui for your background for Zoom? Is simpler better?
Oh my gosh. Are you talking about like in real life? For some reason, I started thinking about Dana's fun, all different color one. I mean, I'm just looking at my own background right now. You just want it to look good. Like, I don't know how to. Yeah, simple's great. Simple's great. Maybe a little bit of artwork or a little bit of color. Look at Dana's. Dana's wild. But you can't help to love it, especially because her job is tech, and something about those squares remind me of tech something. I like when I see some people with some shelves and sorry about that. Some shelves and like maybe some plants. I thought about doing that for mine. I did have to rearrange a little bit to get Zoom friendly with my office, So I'm glad that you're intent on it because it does make a difference. But being well lit is a big part of it. I want to think about that one more. I don't like that answer referring to a non-virtual background. That was just an okay answer. Yeah, keep it uncluttered and feeling good and lit. All right.
So Jessica says
maybe a little bit of personalization, a little bit. Like I got my artwork and my Pantone cards that I'm obsessed with. All right. Yes. Sorry, Rachel. Go ahead.
Oh, no worries. Jessica says she's going to brighten up her apartment. She was one that asked about the apartment entrance before. Olga has a question. What is your suggestion about bamboo plants?
I love bamboo plants. They're considered lucky bamboo because they're very hard to kill and they grow easily. So everything's symbolic. So the plants that are considered lucky are easy to grow, right? And if you know where your money area is in your home, that's a great place for it. Or you can put it on the back left corner of your desk. That's the money area of your desk. I might have to do that for New Year's. I don't have any bamboo right now. So thank you for asking that question. What else?
Okay. Mary asks, any ideas for COVID protection?
Wear a mask. Wear a mask. Drink a lot of water. Get outside. Get fresh air. I mean, make sure you have good circulation in your home. This is chi flow too. This is airflow. Make sure you're getting your sleep. Make sure your bedroom is conducive to sleep. That means not a lot of electronics, not clutter. Yeah, basic health. There are a lot of things in the home that represent health. It's such a good question. And there are a lot of aspects of your home that represent health. So this bed, again, going back to the bed, and the stove too, how you're feeding yourself and nurturing yourself will lay a nice foundation to buffer COVID and other ailments. Yeah, that's my quick answer. Maybe I'll reflect on that one too. It's a fun one. I could write a blog on that, I guess. Yeah.
So we're about done. I'm going to ask one more question. So this question is, one of my biggest challenges is going to be setting up a new 55-gallon aquarium for my goldfish. Any suggestions for a good spot?
Yes, goldfish. That's like awesome feng shui. If you can get, I don't know if you know how many fish you're getting, but this is like traditional feng shui stuff. Go look up goldfish. Be careful of the internet with feng shui, y'all. There's a lot of superstition. You can go down this crazy tunnel. That's, if you're getting into that much, then come be a certified consultant. And I'll see the difference. And black goldfish is considered the traditional feng shui lucky combo of fish. Now, I'm assuming you're getting more than that because that sounds like a big tank. The career section is the money section. Those are the two main places. Now, I'm a believer in aesthetics. I'm a believer that there's just, I like, when I first was starting this, my interior design friend, she was like, some rooms just call for a color. I kind of think that some rooms just call for an aquarium. Like, if you have a place, you work with it there. So this is why feng shui books and blogs and all that can be a little bit like, wait, what do I do? That's the best I can give you right now without knowing the specifics. Yeah. Anything else?
Well, it's 101. So, Katie, I think we have to let you go. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Blast. Thank y'all for showing up and being so interactive.
And Katie, we've had 2 people already register for the workshop while we're here together, so that's wonderful.
Keep signing up. Y'all don't even understand how that is such an affordable, you're going to get so much information for that. Do it. Like, it doesn't matter to me, but I'm just telling y'all for you. Anything else y'all need from me? Heath and Rachel, y'all been great to work with as always. Thank you for making it easy for me, and I love all the tech support and how y'all do things. So I appreciate ArtPlay and UAB and everybody for showing up.
Thank you, Katie, for being with us and for sharing your love of feng shui with us.
My pleasure.
And thank you for everybody that came today. We are happy to say that we have 3 upcoming Lunch and Learns, details to come. The Stevens Center will be announcing their season soon. Abrams Engel Institute for the Visual Arts has amazing gallery opportunities opening up soon, so check those out. And take an ArtPlay class, specifically Katie's workshop, which is in a week or so, and join us.